Hello everyone, if you work in ADAS, autonomous driving or robotics, you know the problem. You have terabytes of data, mountains of ROS2, but finding the exact moment you need, like an unpredicted turn with a pedestrian, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Manually searching, scrubbing and visualizing all this data is slow, expensive and scales poorly. My name is Matthieu Carré from Heex Technologies, and today I'm going to show you how to solve this problem. We will use the Heex Smart Data solution to build a fully automated data pipeline that can process the 16 different ROS2 bags of the URT-Kashiwa dataset we have from University of Tokyo to find critical urban driving events. The best part, we are going to do it all under 10 minutes using two simple bash scripts that automate the full entire process expected in our Smart Data hands-on session. Okay, let's start a quick overview of one of the bag of the dataset. As you can see, we have a car in Japan that plans to do a right turn. We can see we have an extensive braking event here and follow up with some angular velocity on the z-axis. And this probably reflect a ton of events that we want to catch. And we will show you how to do that with Heex in a scripted manner. Okay, let's continue with our first script. So the setup script that will create most of the Heex Smart Data entities necessary to operate the replay on the platform. So we are using the CLI under the hood. So first we create our system, then we create and import as data source element from our ROS bags that create tons of sensors as we create for each field matching signal on Heex. So if you can see on my system tab here, I have now the ADAS test vehicle, which is the one I just created on my left. Then I have imported my data source there. And you can see a description of what have been imported and what have not. You can see a lot of signals that you can then choose in the tool to and where my data source is deployed. Then we have created some triggers based on these elements. So we can see that here we have our 3 triggers, one for the emergency stop to catch the drop, the heavy drop on the linear acceleration. So yeah, as you can see, we expect a -3 meters square second. And we have a basic turn on the angular acceleration on the z-axis. And we also have an advanced turn. That means when we are doing a turn and we are detecting an object in front of us. These 2 triggers are being created with the CLI based on our automating scripts. And now we are ready to go to replay our bag. This brings us to script 2. This script will take the ROS bag and replay it through the Heex Smart Data solution in an accelerated manner. What you are seeing now is the Heex ROS replay command in action. We take the bag and the agent is getting installed. And then we are doing the replay. So for the full session of within the bag. So if we want to repeat that on the full dataset, we can replay the steps for each individual bag. The replay is now over. And if we go in our smart data, we can now see new events that we have found on our vehicle. And here is the description of our events. As we are getting data that can contain image, point clouds, it can take sometimes to get upload. So that's why here it's still empty. But if we refresh the page, we have the data nearly live, and we can replay it on a smaller time frame, meaning 5 seconds before and 5 seconds after. And we can definitely see, especially our situation. So for these events, it was with the advanced turn with obstacle, meaning that we were having some turn signal on, and we were detecting either a pedestrian or a car in front of us. Okay, the script has finished processing the full bag, and look at this. We have the session analysis of how many events for the emergency stop we have found, how many for the basic turns, and how many for the advanced turn. We can see them on the platform here. We can also filter with the system name to only see the one that have our interest. So we have 8 events like the one we have there. We can also navigate using the UID we have created for this session. So what to do with this? This is where the Smart Data Pipeline transforms development. For training, we can only send these specific events recording, not the full terabytes of the session, to our ML team, which is high quality, relevant data and tagged to train more robust decision-making model. For evaluation, we can use this exact pipeline to validate a new model. We run the new model perception output as a signal and see if it also triggers one of these known bad events. For operation, this is the same logic, can be deployed directly on the vehicle in the field. It can run at the edge, monitoring for new rare events and proactively capturing just data, saving massive amount of data, transmission and storage. So let's recap. In this less than 10 minutes, we used 2 scripts to automate an end-to-end smart data pipeline. We defined our logic, processed an entire dataset using high-speed ROS2 replay, and instantly generated statistical insight on the critical event that truly matters. This is how you scale your data operation and accelerate your development cycle. You stop drowning in the data and start using it intelligently. To learn more about Heex platform, try it yourself. Visit our website. You can use our free tier. Thank you for watching.